Welcome back to NH Unscripted. Yeah, we're kind of down by the lazy river today. Kinda-ish. I am your Osmonds like host, Ray Dudley. Happy to be out of bed as always. Yes. Got my Nehru jacket on, my bell-bottom pants, my platform shoes. Kicking it up. We are coming to you from the Hollywood squares-like digs of the WKXL studios, where I love to sit in the center square, the famous Paul Lynde Square. Not Charlie Weaver, for those old folks who understand. Yeah, I get a lot of looks for that, too. Yep. Anyway, you know the drill. Fire up the lava lamps. Kick back on those water beds. Get out your transistor radios. Flip it on over to 1450 AM. Or perhaps you're an FM folk. 103.9 FM in Concord. 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. And NHTalkRadio.com is our URL because we are cool kids. That's where everybody hangs out. Oh, I need to thank my sponsor. I am so happy Shaheen and Gordon is our sponsor. The law offices of Shaheen and Gordon. My good, look, I'm going to tell you something. You're on this earth long enough, there's a very, very, very good chance you're going to need an attorney. I mean, it could be for anything. I know folks who needed some for maybe DUIs, maybe. Yeah, but, real estate, wills, that kind of stuff. Look, you're going to need you got to keep this one in your pocket. ShaheenGordon.com is their website. Their phone number is 603-614-5560. Put it on the refrigerator. You never know when you're going to need it. Shaheen and Gordon, they're here for all your legal needs. Go ahead and meet their team, ShaheenGordon.com, because everyone should know a good lawyer. Yeah, that is a deep thought. In the house, returning visit, I might add. I think you guys have been here multiple times.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Angèlica Rosenthal, Mackenzie Goodwin, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. So, I was talking to Andrew, and I'm like, who should we get? Who's busy right now? He's like, Angèlica. You got to get Angèlica in. So, Angèlica, are you really busy?
I've been known to have a lot going on.
No, seriously. No, yeah. Huh.
I can run you down the list.
Yeah, we should start.
So I have a show going up every month this year.
Wait.
At least one,
Are you
if not
serious?
more, once a month through July.
Yeah?
Yes. So right now, the first coming up is the New Hampshire Theater Awards that I'm directing.
Yeah.
And I'm also running projections for. We have the Prom. I'm mentor directing a new director at Nashua Theater Guild, NTG. With his piece, I just cast Legally Blonde, so that goes up. A piece I wrote is going up at the Players Ring, and then I'm preparing auditions for the next show at ACT.
Dude, your your car must think you're crazy.
Huh? Me and Carson get along just fine.
Oh, my God. Mackenzie, what's on your schedule?
So I am nominated for the New Hampshire Theater Awards this upcoming week. Very exciting.
Yeah. We'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah. And then going up in March, I'm in the Prom with Angèlica. And just found out this past week, May 2nd through 4th, I'll be playing Elle Woods in Legally Blonde with actor-singers.
Congratulations.
Yeah, very exciting.
Ooh, that is exciting.
So she keeps me busy.
People love that show.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right, let's go right back to the beginning. The first thing on your list was the NHTAs. Mm-hmm. Now, what is your role there?
So I'm directing. I am working with the performance ensemble, and then I'm in charge of projections this year.
Wait, so you're directing the whole show?
Correct.
Oh, that's interesting. How many people are there? How many people does that include?
Performance-wise, I think we have 11 companies performing, and then 900 people were adjudicated. So bringing that down from the top 10, and I write the script and everything. And
what?
It's a whole thing. It's very complicated. It's a lot of an undertaking.
You do the whole night?
I do.
That's in your hands.
Yep, it's a lot of pressure. It's a very small room for error, and it's really important to me that things aren't wrong. And so we did a paper tech last night, and last year when we did the paper tech, we were there till 3 a.m.
How'd last night go?
The paper tech was great.
Yeah.
Much better this year, much faster. I think partly because I took over some aspects of the show that I didn't have my hands in as much last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're ready to go. I think it's going to be smooth.
Okay. For folks who have no idea what the NHTs are, can you give us a little bit of overview? I mean, it's not really a public event-ish kind of thing. It's inside baseball-ish for all of us in the theater
I don't know
world.
anything about baseball, but yeah, sure. The New Hampshire.
Thanks for throwing me under the bus there.
There's no musical that I did about baseball except Damn Yankees, and I only did the set. And I don't know that I grasped anything about baseball during that musical.
Okay, it's inside business for those of us who are in the theater world.
Sure. The New Hampshire Theater Awards it's an award show that takes place around adjudication done by any theater that wants to participate in the whole state.
Mm-hmm.
So, I grew up with it. It was a thing since well before I was born, and it's just to showcase and feature different groups, different performances, and basically adjudicators from each company go and watch other shows, and they send their adjudication in, and that's that.
Mm-hmm.
On top of doing the New Hampshire Theater Awards, by the way, I did also just win an award on Broadway World.
What?
I forgot.
You did?
That was not in my list.
What?
I did. I won Best Set Design.
For?
Addams Family. For Kids Coop,
dude.
Which was really nice because I do feel like, with the NHTAs, that's adjudicated, so that has its own process. With Broadway World, it is you are nominated by people who saw the show. And I didn't campaign at all. A lot of people will campaign, please vote for me, this, that, and this. I didn't. I didn't know I won until a parent texted me, congratulations, and I went, for what?
Where did they publish that?
They publish it on their website. They sent me an email. I just didn't open it because I was like...
Junk folder.
So this doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to... Well, it didn't say, congratulations, you won. It was here are the results. And I was like, well, who cares? I'm not the most popular person in New Hampshire theater. I'm sure I didn't win anything. But, yeah, it was a very nice surprise.
Did they send you something?
No. No, a parent sent me a text.
It's just a recognition?
A parent sent me a text. I went, oh, my God.
They don't even send you, a letter? I mean, nothing that you can put, it somewhere and hang it on your wall?
I'll print it out and frame it.
The email.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would not have known if somebody hadn't texted me because I just didn't look at the results.
Okay, so the NHTAs, which is this insider kind of stuff, takes place has had a very storied history going way back, which we won't get into. But it has. What's your personal feelings about people who get nominated? Nothing about the theater, because there are folks who really take it very, very seriously that they could be nominated. Their show is up, and it affects some people in their performances.
Couldn't be me.
No, you're so far from that.
I couldn't.
I know.
Couldn't matter to me. To me, I'm here to make art, and I know that my art is not for everybody.
I love you.
And so when it comes to knowing that these adjudicators could be parents, could be tech people, could be actors, I don't expect they're going to love my work. I don't expect anyone's going to love my work. And
we all love your work.
Someone beg to differ.
A small circle of us, maybe. Come on, it's getting smaller.
Room, but for me, what I try to instill in my casts is that I don't do this for the awards. I do this for the art. I do this for the statements I'm trying to make politically or artistically. If we get nominated, if we get an award, that's awesome. If we don't, that's also fine. For me, it's just it's nice to be recognized, but if we're not, I'm more than proud. I will tell you, Mark Kelly won last year for Hand of God, and I couldn't have been happier. I would much prefer, in regards to my shows, that those other people who don't get the recognition are more recognized. Everybody thinks the director does everything, but especially in Hand of God, we work so close together. Mark and I.
It was a great show.
Yeah, we talk daily, nightly. Right after rehearsal, he's calling me to talk to me about it. So he put so much work into that. And again, Mackenzie and Jesse also topped for Hand of God, and it was. And I also think Erica might have, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember.
Oh, God. I remember yesterday.
Yeah.
But it was so...
I had to write Mackenzie's name down. She's sitting right in front of me.
I know. But what I think was nice this year is Kids Coop had never, ever participated before. So this was the first time they participated, and they had a lot of, top nominations, which was really nice for the kids. And I instilled in the kids, listen, this is a competition between me and the rest of the theaters has nothing to do with you. You have no say. You're an actor.
Yeah.
If your performance is bad, that's on me.
Yeah. Mackenzie, when we come back, I want to talk to you about how you feel about being nominated and all that kind of stuff. You are listening to NH Unscripted. You know why? Because you're a lucky listener. That's why. We are your midnight confession. Know it? Know it? I am your grassroots-like host, Ray Dudley, coming to you from the Taj Mahal-like digs of the WKXL studios. My God, it's cavernous in here. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM in Concord, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. God, we love you. NHTalkRadio.com is the URL. Yeah, we're talking Insider. But who cares? You're along for the ride. We'll be right back. Welcome back to what should always be an award-winning episode of NH Unscripted. I am your host, Ray Dudley. Angèlica Rosenthal and Mackenzie Goodwin are in the house, and we're talking about theater and awards and upcoming shows. Mackenzie, you were in a show which was nominated, is that correct?
Yes, I was.
And what would that have been?
Cruel Intentions, the 90s musical with Actors Coop Theater. We left with quite a few award nominations this year. Myself, Angèlica Rosenthal, and Sarah Landry were all nominated for Outstanding Performance in a Leading Role in a Community Production of a Musical.
Yeah?
Additionally, Rose Chafee was nominated for Outstanding Performance in a Supporting Role in a Musical. And then we were all nominated for Outstanding Community Production of a Musical.
So is this top three? So the way explain a little bit about there's a top 10 where they kind of...
So they've kind of changed the awards a little bit.
What?
So it's a top 18.
Top 18?
Yes, because they are non-gendering the awards. So 3 people will win Best Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Leading Role. Outstanding
Performance in a Leading Role.
Three actors will win that equally. So there's no actor, there's no actress.
Okay.
Just one category, 3 people, 3 winners. So they've
kind of mushed it together-ish?
Yep.
When did that happen?
This year it's new.
Oh, man. Wow. How many categories does that affect? Just that one?
It would have combined actor and actress, and it would have combined supporting and actor and actress, and then youth actor, actress, supporting.
That's a big change. Mm-hmm. That's huge. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, so you are... So top 3, is that...
Top
are we
18,
still doing...
18.
So there's no cutoff? I mean, there's no...
So 900 people were adjudicated.
Yeah.
This is the top 18.
Come on, I'm old. You got to spell this out.
Top 18.
Yes.
When we get to the awards, it will go to the top 6.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. Got you.
Yep.
Got you. How do you feel about your odds?
I don't know. I am notoriously not confident. Last year I was nominated in Supporting Actress in a Play, and I was not expecting anything. I did not feel good about my performance in the show, and I ended up top 3ing. So historically, I'm wrong about how I'm going to do. So I have no idea.
So are you one of those people, do you let the fact that your show may be nominated affect you at all in the performance?
No. I'm a very nervous person, so I definitely get a little jittery if I know there's going to be adjudicators there.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's one person's opinion, or it's a handful of people's opinion. Yeah. And like I said, I feel usually worst about the things that are considered the best by other people. So.
And you were surprised that you were a lead.
Yes, I was nominated in the lead role category, which I was not expecting.
No kidding.
The character, I feel at least, is kind of a smaller role in the show.
Yeah.
And I've never been nominated in leading role before, so that's a first for me.
Yeah, congratulations, brother. It's funny. So for folks who don't know, there's not just a community theater division.
Correct.
So there's 3, right? Children's, and then professional, and
yep.
then community theater?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and I think actually, funny enough, this was the first time I was also nominated as an actor. And this was certainly the first time I was nominated as a choreographer.
Yeah?
Yep.
Do you prefer one of those categories? You don't like to act. Do you really?
I hate acting.
I know. That's
The
what
passion.
I thought. Yeah.
So,
And she gets nominated.
whatever.
Whatever.
Well, actually, Mackenzie and I both won awards in acting at the NHTAs last year in an original piece that Mark Kelly wrote, which was very unexpected. And then now we are both nominated together again, which I think is funny because, again, I only do one show a year as an actor. I don't enjoy it, but I do want to be the best I can be as a director. And I think it's important to be grounded and remember what it's like and do it once in a while. So this being the first time that I was nominated is no surprise. I don't act very often. But Mackenzie gets nominations all the time.
All the time?
I would say so.
That's an exaggeration. A handful of times.
All the time. All right. We could I have more questions that we could talk about the NHTs more. But you have a lot more going on than just
Always.
that. Yeah, I know. So let's talk about, next up on your list was what? Prom?
February, March. Next up in March, I think, or February, it is NTG is doing their Nights of One Acts.
Okay.
I'm mentor directing for them. I don't have a big hand in it, but I do think it's important that the next generation of directors is being built up, and I think New Hampshire does have a deficit of that.
Yeah.
So
Why? Why are they not? How
because
are we
it's
not
just it's
raising these
very
people
hard
up?
to learn and find avenues to learn. And so I think it's really positive that NTG has this. It's not the first year I've participated in it.
NTG is
Nashua Theater Guild.
Got you, thank
so
you.
basically, you pick a one act, you can bring a mentor director, they'll find you one. And every year they do it. I kind of put it out to my group of people. If anyone's interested, I'm happy to mentor anybody who wants to do it. And so Matt Powell, who I met in The Last Days of Judas Iscariot, he played Jesus, had been interested in doing it. So that's what we're doing together.
So how many shows actually end up being in their Night of One Act?
I think 6.
Yeah, that's a good decent number.
Yeah.
Is there a time limit on that kind of stuff? Does it need to be between 10 minutes and 20? Or
No, it's not like competition or anything, but
Yeah.
nope, whatever they want.
Yeah, that allows that's a wide range of potential there.
Certainly is.
So that's a really good kind of a track for somebody who really does. Have you mentored people before in there?
Yes, with NTG, yes, and then outside. If anybody wants to learn, I am happy to teach them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shows I don't like, and just because I don't like them doesn't mean they shouldn't be done. But I'm not going to direct a show I don't like.
You'll hand it off to somebody.
I'm not going to do it. I'll do it badly, and I don't think that's fair. There's
You
just
would
a lot
not
of shows that are
come
just not my
on.
wheelhouse.
You would not do it
They don't
badly.
particularly hire me to do Disney shows.
Okay, I get that because I know you.
Right. So again, there's just a lot of shows I don't care for, and it doesn't mean they shouldn't be done. And I highly encourage, like, if you want to learn directing, come stage manage for me. You will see everything
Yeah. Do
You'll
you get
see
many
everything.
people who ask you?
here and there. Again, I think it's really hard to break into because nobody really understands how to do it or who to talk to or what do I do.
Yeah.
And I always tell people that the way I got into directing isn't going to work for you.
You think they should start as an actor first? Is there a
Nope,
perspective that okay?
I
go
think
ahead.
they're two vastly separate skills. I
Yeah.
think there is good insight to have as a director, but when I started out as a director, a lot of people said, "You think you should just be a choreographer, and you should start there." And that is such a highly different skill set. And I think the industry still has this blatant ageism and sexism that people are trying very hard to break through and still having trouble doing.
Yeah. Well, she speaks.
Oh, sure.
Mackenzie, coming up for you is Legally Blonde. Is that what you said was next?
Legally Blonde in May and the Prom in March.
March. That's where I wanted to get to. So, what's your role in the Prom?
I'm playing Angie.
I know nothing about the play. Is it a musical?
It's a musical.
It is. Okay.
Angie's kind of older chorus girl in the Broadway production of Chicago who's been dying to get pushed up to Roxy Hart for years and hasn't quite made it. So she's a little jaded. And she's part of a larger ensemble of Broadway stars who,
This is the Prom.
So
This
the
is the
prom,
prom.
the
Yeah.
prom is
This
this-
is I'm
These
missing
four
something.
Broadway stars are like washed up and trying to jumpstart their careers, so they're looking for some kind of cause to get behind. They find out in Indiana that this PTA is shutting down a prom because 2 gay children want to go together, and they are like, "Here's our activist moment. We're going down there, and we're gonna
Gotcha.
change minds."
Now I see the link.
And so, it becomes this very much, the Broadway people learning from the kids and the PTA learning with their kids and from the Broadway people. It's a really beautiful story. Netflix did a movie about it.
They did?
They did the movie, yep.
They did?
Yeah, who was in that?
I've never heard of it.
James Corden, Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman.
Seriously?
Yeah. Oh, and
That's
Andrew
big
Reynolds.
street cred.
Reynolds, yeah.
Wow. So how big of a cast is it?
25, 30?
Yeah.
That's healthy.
Yeah.
It's a healthy number. And your role is supporting or is it
I would say, it's supporting.
Yeah? So how... You got to be in the studio. This is class.
I would say it's a lead. Again, I guess it's like if you're counting award-wise.
I should not have asked her. She's too humble.
But I think the 4
have...
Broadway people and the 2 girls who are looking to go to prom together are leads.
Yeah. Is it a like a solid run? Is there an intermission and all that? And okay, where would it be taking place? What theater?
It's going to be at the Derry Opera House.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Ooh, dang.
We've had a lot of controversy with the show, unfortunately.
Dare I ask why?
Dare you ask why? Just people believing that it's not an appropriate show for kids to be in, with the discussion of gay people.
It's 2025.
I would tend to agree. Also, I again, work with complicated stuff, and I put disclaimers out, and I think that parents should make that decision for their kids.
No
and
kidding.
They seem to be very supportive, the parents of the kids that are in the show.
All right. Oh, she's opened a can of worms there. Hold on. We got to put a pin in that. Ooh, a cliffhanger. I love it. Oh, Brandy, you're a fine girl. Yes, yes, yes. I am your looking glass-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you deep within the bunkers of the WKXL studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls of Manchester. We will be right back, dishing the dirt. Yes, we are. Having more fun than we should be allowed to. Let me tell you something. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. I love this job. We are your riders on the storm. I am your doors-like host, Ray Dudley. Mama, we are having a great time today. We are coming to you from the spa-like conditions of the WKXL studios. Yep, back rubs later for everybody. How can I say? NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. There's a lot going on out there. You should check it out periodically. Angèlica, let's talk a little bit about your next show, Legally Blonde.
Sure.
Let's bring it up real quick and we'll...
Well, I saw that you had a lawyer as your sponsor. How fitting.
Yes, good point. Fire away. So you don't choose a lot of the work that you do, right? You people hire you to direct, or they... How you get...
No, I mean, I certainly chose to put my name in for that one.
You did? Okay.
Yes. Which I know seems a little out of my normal realm.
It does.
Well, get ready. Buckle up.
I love it. I knew it.
Well, I think there's a lot of shows that people think that, Angelica's going to be all about that one, like Addams Family. When Actors Singers did it, I was like, I'm not putting in for that. There's nothing for me to do with that show. Of course, I did it with the children, but...
So
whatever.
We have to just kind of let people, when she says there's nothing I can do with it, there's a certain flavor that she brings to a lot of her shows that is really very interesting.
I'd love to hear you describe it.
That was it.
There's just nothing for
That's
me.
the third rail right there.
Legally Blonde it's a fun show. I had never seen the movie till a couple weeks ago.
Seriously. It's very popular.
After watching the movie, I'm not really sure why, but I find the musical is significantly better than the movie. I wish they had taken some characters from the movie and inserted them into the musical that they wrote out, because I think they were really dynamic and meant a lot. But I think what they did with the musical of kind of fleshing out some secondary characters that didn't matter was so much better.
Yeah.
The music is written by the same people who did Reefer Madness, a show I did a handful of years ago, and Mackenzie was one of the leads in Reefer when I did it.
Wait, Mackenzie's like 15. How many shows has she been in?
Mackenzie is
This
not
is
15,
crazy.
Let the record show. Mackenzie and I have been working together for a very long time.
Oh, my God.
Since I was 17.
Well,
So proof I'm not
last
15.
year? All right.
Last year, no.
So let's talk with the person who may have the lead in that show. Who would that be? Oh, Mackenzie, yes. We can swing the mic over there. So do you know about the show, obviously, I'm sure. Did you see the movie?
I have seen the movie.
Do you let stuff like that affect you? Do you like, oh, that's a great character. I kind of want to bring in these things that she did that you do? Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
I'm petrified. This movie meant so much to me as a kid. I've seen it dozens of times. And same thing with the musical.
Yeah.
I loved the musical. So there's a lot of pressure with a movie that everyone, I guess almost everyone, has seen and loved so
I've
much.
seen it now.
And Reese Witherspoon was incredible in that movie.
Yeah.
And the musical is really well known, so there's a lot of pressure of like honoring what Reese Witherspoon did and honoring what Laura Bell Bundy, who originated the role on Broadway, did with the character.
And
But
not
I-
to add to Mackenzie's pressure, we had 78 people audition.
What?
So
What?
It was not a
78?
easy fight to the top there.
Yeah.
Kudos. Seriously, kudos.
Thank you.
That is huge.
I feel very, very lucky.
Wow, no wonder you feel pressure. Oh, my God. Jesus.
And then there's also the pressure to make it my own.
Yes, I wanted to go there with you on that.
Yeah, because, I mean, not that I'm far off, but I'm not like a bubbly little blonde girl. So I feel a lot of pressure to make her seem
Only in the
authentic.
blonde part.
Yeah.
You are the bubbly part. I get it.
But yeah, I think a lot of times Elle can be done over the top and a little too bubbly, and she doesn't feel grounded and realistic. So it's my mission to make her feel honest and truthful.
Let's get some of the deets out of the way. When is it, and who's doing it, and what? Give me some background there.
Yeah, it's going to be May 2nd through 4th.
Okay.
It's produced by actor-singers, and it'll be at the Keefe Center for the Arts.
Actor, singers,
In Nashua.
Congrats. Ooh, big names coming up here. My goodness. When you, as an actor, let's kind of hone in on this just a little bit for people who don't understand. You say, have you seen the musical itself? Have you been to several?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you've seen all of these other character development, other people who have developed their own. So when you look at it now, and are you directing?
I am.
You are. So is this a collaborative thing in your point? See, will she be bringing things that she wants to just do herself, that she wants to incorporate? And do you sit there and say, no?
We just had a chat about this at the first rehearsal. I don't know if you want to kind of explain my process.
Because go ahead.
Angelica, as a director, is someone who is always open to talking with actors and kind of developing that character together, which is something I've always really appreciated.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a collaborative process.
Yeah, I always like to tell actors, this isn't about fitting you into the puzzle piece of this character. It is making the character you.
Why
And
is that important?
It's important to me because everybody, first of all, a good idea is a good idea, whether I came up with it, whether the original Elle Woods came up with it, or whether Mackenzie came up with
Yeah.
it. I don't care as long as it's good. I want to hear it. I want to try everything. I work very much in the Meisner technique, which is try it every way to find the right way. It drives actors crazy. They either hate me or they love me. But for me, what's important is I don't know what a character is going to be until I know the actor. My whole idea and vision and design could vastly change in the middle of casting. We had a character in Judas who I was ready to do as a drag queen, and then some young actress came in, gave a reading for it. It was completely against what I thought I was going to do, and I changed completely. Pivoted everything, pivoted the costume design, pivoted everything. And Mackenzie's character needs to not just fit Elle Woods, it needs to fit with everybody else. It needs to fit with Warner and Emmett and Callahan, and their interpretations need to fit together. We got to collaborate as one, or it's just the puzzle doesn't fit.
So that's not always an easy thing. People think, you hire a cast or you select a cast and, you just put this up on its feet because it's already written and now you got a show. But it is a very team. I mean, it really is. Even though we've been talking about awards and who can get what, the ensemble
I'm
is
without everyone who works on my
Yeah,
shows.
right?
Nothing. I'm nothing without my actors, let alone every tech person, every person who sells tickets, hands programs.
Did you have a big hand in selecting the cast?
For Legally Blonde?
Yeah.
So Actors Singers has a 7-person audition board that all have different roles for integrity and fairness. So it's the 3 directors, an outsider, a board member, a member at large, and the audition chair. The audition chair doesn't have a vote unless there's a tie. And so there's no one person at Actors Singers who is saying, this is who is the part. It is, I have been outvoted on my cast before, but this audition board, I think, walked very in tandem, and we were all very on the same page.
Yeah.
But I think that's important because I do work with, a lot of my close friends. My fiance's auditioned for me multiple times, and I very much have to say, Garrett and I kissed a lot in the last musical. I don't want to speak on him. I want him or Mackenzie or Jesse or whoever it is, my close friends, to have the peace of mind that I am not speaking for or against them. They're getting it on their own.
Your directing style. So you were handed basically. I mean, you saw the cast, and you had a say in it. So you see someone like Mackenzie, and then does your mind all of a sudden start formulating?
I start doing math.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I start doing math. I start talking to my designers. I start talking to Mackenzie. What are we thinking about this? So what I immediately do is I get my whole cast into a Facebook group so that they have direct communication with us. Then I get them into a Facebook Messenger chat. They can have direct conversation with each other. Then I throw my leads in their own chat. Now you guys can collaborate together, and you have direct line to me at any time.
That's so much more than I think anybody else ever does.
Well, I can't just throw my actors into the deep end and hope they swim.
Yeah. Well, there are people who do, right?
Couldn't
they do.
be me.
They do. And that, I think, is a problem. I think it's an issue. Those are the micromanagers who just come in and they...
I was always taught that if you know your character, the blocking should come naturally.
Yeah, it would, yeah.
And as long as there's an understanding of the set, and again, what I tell my actors all the time is, just know that when we move in and the set's built, I always knew you were going to be here, even if you're not clicking that, so don't worry. You're not. It's not that you're wrong, but actually you're up on the platform, and I've always known that, and we just didn't have it yet, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But it is just a lot of high collaboration. I guess I always think of it as like a garden, right? You got to grow the flowers.
Yeah.
And it takes everyone to do it.
Yeah.
But they all got to grow together.
I love this kind of talk. I live in this. I really love it. I appreciate you guys opening up so much. We have 1 block to go. I don't know where it all goes. We got stuff still to get through and clean up. And so... All right, you are listening to NH Unscripted. Yes, you are. We are the bad Leroy Brown of radio. I am your Jim Croce-like host, Ray Dudley. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios in Concord. 101.9 FM for the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls of Manchester. We love you all. All right, we got 1 more to go. We'll be right back. Get it done. AB. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. I hope my audience appreciates this as much as I just appreciate folks coming in, chatting about the mechanics of things here. You are listening to NH Unscripted. Oh, I'm sure you're hooked on a feeling. Yeah, I am your BJ Thomas-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the YMCA-like conditions of the WKXL studios. I can smell the chlorine from the pool all the way over here. Anyhow, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios in Concord. Yeah, I got the A transistor one, by the way. Yeah, I'm a little poor kids. 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. NH Talk Radio is our URL where you can go out and find archives of this show, because I know you're trying to find some. And all the other great shows that take place here at the studio. Plus, there's a listen live button. This show comes to you every Wednesday and Friday morning at 9 a.m. You know it. We're your driver. We're your passenger in that car while you're just driving down the road. Anyway, it sounded better in my head. So, Elle Woods. When you were hoping to land the role, you had in your head what you think is a beautiful performance. Is what you. So my question is, what are you bringing yourself, if you can enunciate it, to the role that you think maybe would enhance it or maybe embellish it more, rather than just stereotype it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I had mentioned, I need Elle Woods to be very honest and truthful and grounded. I think if she becomes too much of a character of this like stereotype of a bubbly blonde sorority girl from California, it's hard to relate to her and connect with her as an audience member. I was in a sorority in college, so it's important to me that we're not just stereotyping sorority girls, because I had a very different experience than what you see in a lot of media. So that's going to be the big thing for me, is making sure that people connect with her on a person-to-person level.
Yeah.
I also think the biggest thing about Elle is that above all else, she's kind. She's so kind to people who probably don't deserve it from her.
Yeah, amen there. No kidding.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
That's going to be...
Yeah. So I think people forget that good actors actually want their characters to be real people.
Well, I think that's how you've described Mackenzie in the past when you saw her in Hand of God, that she was so... kept everybody else in such...
I love that show.
Fury and craziness, so grounded.
Yeah.
And that was important to me for Jessica in that show as well.
Man, oh man. All right, we can come back to, unless there's something more that you want to get. You said it's in May, and it's at the Actor Singers in Nashua.
Yes.
Right? Okay. All right. Make sure we get that covered. Let's talk Players Ring.
Yes,
Because
sure.
You're doing something out there at the Players Ring, are you not?
Sort of.
Okay.
Something I wrote is being done at the Players Ring.
Oh, I get it. Okay. I know where I want to go with this question. So, you wrote a play.
Yep.
Okay. And
That is a fact.
step one. How... you pitched it.
No.
You didn't. Someone else pitched it.
No.
Do they have a pitch night there, right?
No.
Did you not have to pitch it?
Nope. No. Here's the lore.
Please.
Mark Kelly and I were both writing a piece for a competition separately.
Okay.
We were just doing it together. And we didn't miss the deadline, but they capped off how many entries they would take. So they capped off. And I saw that the Players Ring was looking for original work. And I submitted mine, and I was like, sure, here you go. And then I got an email that they wanted to pay me for the rights for it, and I thought it was a scam. I sent it to Jesse, and he went, I don't think this is real. It was not a scam.
Okay.
So they do a feature night of new works, 10-minute shows that are new, and I was chosen for that out of
10 minutes.
Over 100 entries. I was very surprised. I still am. I said that when I met them. So I'm just the writer. I don't really have much to do with it, but they asked me to be there for the first read-through so the actors could ask me questions about it.
Yep.
And I said to them then, I'm very surprised you picked it. And they said, well, your show, we really liked it, but it came down to if we wanted it to be family-friendly or not. And I said, well, I guess it depends on your family. I don't know. My show is certainly not, a typical family-appropriate vibe.
So they decided they didn't want it to be family-friendly?
Yes, they...
Oh,
I
the
tipped the
ring!
scale.
Oh, Margarita! What's going on out there? Okay, so when does this take place?
So that festival goes up April 25th through 27th.
Okay.
And I think it's 11 shows. All different writers. They very much had a lot of writers locally from New Hampshire, and some weren't.
Okay.
Well, I think the furthest was from New Zealand.
What?
But I had not read anybody else's shows. I got to hear everybody else's shows.
You did?
Mine is definitely the tipping point of not family friendly.
Okay, let's talk about being an author for a second.
Sure. I don't consider myself that, so we can start there.
If you wrote something, okay, if you write something, you were the author. So without giving much away here, let's talk about, is this a cut because you said 10 minutes.
It is a full show.
It is. 10 minute?
10 minute.
Okay.
Yeah, it's they kind of described it as a film noir Tarantino piece.
Ooh, that's
And I would say that's pretty accurate.
That's an interesting description.
Yeah,
What an
I don't know what they
appellation to
expected
put
from
on
me.
that.
But yeah, it's the story of the telltale heart, modern. And instead of the beating of the heart, they hear the song "Alone by Heart." So I've been kind of coining it as the telltale heart by heart. But my process is that it was an Edgar Allan Poe prompt for the original one.
Yeah.
And I said, I know the title of 3 Edgar Allan Poe stories, and I can probably tell you the plot of 2 of them. And I said, I'll do the Telltale Heart. I'll reread it. And then as I was about to reread it, I said, no, you know what? I'm going to just write what I remember it being about. I did no research. And I think I got it.
Yeah.
I haven't looked into it since.
One
I
of the
wrote
most
it. I submitted it. I
frightening
never
stories
looked back.
Oh, my God. That story scared the bejesus out of me. Oh, my God.
Maybe I don't know it very well, then.
Oh. Well, it's so well written. And anyway, so, yeah. Woo, I remember reading it in high school. Good
Yeah,
God
so
Almighty.
it was very much inspired by The Telltale Heart and a movie that, from, I think, the 2000s. I couldn't tell you, actually. It's the movie From Dusk Till Dawn.
The vampire movie? With Quentin Tarantino?
Right, Quentin Tarantino
Yes.
did not direct it, but he was an actor.
Yes.
And I thought his performance was extremely dynamic. And it stuck with me for a long time. So that was the inspiration for one of the characters.
Yeah. As an author, do you have trepidation in handing off your work?
Well, I don't consider myself an author, so certainly not.
Let me rephrase that.
Sure.
As an author, do you have any trepidation about handing your work off to someone? I would. That's why I bring it up. And no?
I don't care. Do what you want.
Girl, you amaze me.
Amazes
me.
Art's up to interpretation. And it's funny because people who have read it have asked me questions of things I didn't consider. I mean, I think about...
Yes, that's why I would...
think about the work of, like, Shakespeare and how many people have butchered that.
Yes.
And that's been around forever. And you could find the right interpretation, but we're choosing to do the wrong one. That's fine. It's in their hands to make it what they think it should be. If they would like my insight.
So,
I don't know that the story I have of writing it is that much insight. It was such a throwaway for me. Why should I hold them to a high standard here?
But you write something down on paper. It's coming from your brain. It's your thought. You see things happening in the story.
I didn't write this in the idea of it being a director. I wrote this to write a story. So I guess I would start there. There are a lot of things in that script I'm very interested in how they will pull off directing-wise, directorially, because in the film noir-esque vibe of it, they go from an interrogation room to a flashback of when it happened a lot. And so I said when I was writing this, I'm not going to write it as if I have to direct it. That is someone else's problem. And so for me, again, it's certainly their interpretation now.
Wow, that's impressive.
I just got to switch gears.
I guess.
It's not about me as a director. It's not director
Well,
Angèlica.
I know not a director, but as...
I'm not here to make it easy for them either. You figure it out.
I know, but see, that's the stuff that intrigues me, because it's you. It regardless of whether or not it's still you. It's a piece of you which you have. It came from internalized. Seriously. Oh. All right, let's get some details out. Give me some dates, things coming up. Let's get them out there.
You do the prom?
Yeah, do it.
The prom is going up March 14th through 16th. 14th through 16th? Yes. March 14th through 16th at Derry Opera House.
Thank you.
Tickets can be purchased at kctnh.com.
And you can see her in the Actor Singer show coming up in May.
I'm sure we'll be back to chat.
All right. The Players Ring has a website. Go out there, check all that out. Thank you, both of you, for coming in today. I love these conversations. Okay, who knows where we're going to go from here? NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.